Hello everyone, and welcome to this next episode of Coding with Dom. In this episode, we'll be talking about regular expressions, or regex. Wikipedia calls regular expressions a sequence of characters that define a search pattern. Regularexpressions.info calls regular expressions a special text string for describing a search pattern. Technopedia calls regular expressions a method used in programming for pattern matching. LearnPython.org calls regular expressions a tool for matching patterns in text. So what are regular expressions and how are we going to be using them? As some of the other sites mentioned, regular expressions are what we're going to be using to define a search pattern to look at strings. So you might be wondering, what could regular expressions be used for? Well, let's take a look at a couple examples. Grabbing HTML tags in the HTML document, trimming white space inside of a string, matching numeric strings, finding or validating email addresses, finding and validating IP addresses, matching valid dates, finding and verifying credit card numbers, deleting duplicate lines from a file, even can be used in programming. Okay, I know you guys might be really excited, but let's go start off with a couple simple examples first. Now, before we get into these examples, I want to mention this. Regular expressions are extremely powerful. However, it's important to know when to use them and when not to use them. As they are very powerful, there are also a lot of pitfalls that comes into play when using them, so it's important to know there's a good time to use them and not a good time to use them. This comes a lot with experience and learning more about regular expressions. Well, without further ado, let's get into the code. We're going to start off by writing import RE for import regular expressions. Let's say that we have a string called audio output. Let's say the string is radio, now playing channel 95.5, and over here we have the volume, say 75%, and over here we have an indicator, on. Now this indicator right here represents if the radio is on or off. So that means it's either going to say one of two things. It's going to say on or it's going to say off. We're interested in grabbing this part of the string and knowing if our audio output is on or off. So how do we do that? Let's think about it. Now what we're going to do is define our pattern. Pattern equals re.compile. Now inside of here, we're going to write a regex pattern. R, then quotations. Inside the quotations, we're going to write square braces. For the square braces in front of them, we're going to put backslashes. Inside of here, we're going to write empty parentheses. And over here, we're going to write on, pipe, off. All in caps. Now that we have our string and we have our pattern, let's go ahead and match our string with our pattern. So what we're going to write here is match equals re.search. The search function is simple. We simply write our pattern, then our string. So we're going to write our pattern variable, comma, audio underscore output. Let's delete this hanging parenthesis really quick. Okay, now let's go ahead and print off what we get for match and see what happens. Let's run this and see what we get. So here's what we print off. We print off the match object, and our match is equal to the string on. So we're able to successfully match our pattern to our string to see if we get on or off. In this case, we get on, which means the radio is on. You can see how this might be useful for a variety of concepts, widespread of domains. Now, let's say we have another audio output. And all it told you was the radio station that's playing, 95.5. Let's go ahead and try to do another match, re.search. Same pattern, and we'll do audio output too. So what happens when we print this match? Let's go test it. So let's run this. Over here, you notice we get none. Why is that? Well, for our match 2, our re.search is searching for a pattern in a string where that pattern cannot be found. Since we can't find the pattern, we can't get a match, so we just return back none. Exercise 4.1, I'm going to ask that this class creates a regular expression pattern to match your email address in Python. We'll leave it at that for today. Thank you and have a nice day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.